Oh, I don't want to talk about anything, actually. Do we have to record a podcast?
You don't have to, it's a bit late.
No, it's well late. This is the latest we've ever done it.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
Is it? You're a teacher now. No, you're a teacher now. Anyway, so this week, episode number 24, listener of ComposerCast. That's just me trying to make it sound just epic. I was just trying to sound professional. Did it work?
Yeah.
Did I do a good job?
It depends. Did I edit it properly? I won't know yet.
Don't add that much echo.
Okay.
I don't want to be in a church.
Okay, sure.
Put me in like
On this episode,
a bathroom or something.
we talk about remasters,
Yeah.
remakes, reboots, remaster pluses,
Yeah.
all those different things, and why we like them, why we don't like them, what they change.
I got very angry and then decided that I was wrong about why I was angry.
I was mildly indifferent about everything, like usual.
Like,
I like some stuff, I don't like some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we will walk you through some remasters.
We'll get the word remaster wrong.
Yep. Is it a remake? Is it a reboot?
Don't know. I don't know.
We do know. We went through it,
Oh yeah, I do know.
but we forgot.
Did you ever see any films that you shouldn't have seen when you were a kid?
It was year 6. I remember watching Schindler's List.
That's boring.
But that's a heavy film.
It is, but surely that went over your head. There's no sort of like weird special effects in Schindler's
But we've
List.
been learning about it at school.
Oh, okay.
In year 6, they
Oh,
taught us.
then you were shown it.
No, I
Oh.
went back to Adam Hero's house and we were like, "This is what they were talking about this film. Oh, let's watch it." And they were like, "Oh, really depressing."
Hitler's a bad man.
Yeah.
Why were they teaching us otherwise? Well, the reason I brought up the film thing is because the film I saw was at your house when I was younger. Do you remember as well? It was total...
You haven't seen what it is yet?
No. Do you remember? From my brain. All right. Total Recall.
Yeah, with the 3-breasted woman.
Oh, that was fine. I was fine with that.
With the heads exploding.
Yeah, it's the bit where they go outside in the atmosphere and it goes all... And I remember watching that bit and going... Valerie, Matthew, this is a bit much for me. I think I'm going to go up to bed.
Really?
Yeah, do you remember? And then your dad just used to always make fun of me for it, for just like putting myself to bed because I was too scared.
What, like, not just that night, he would make fun of you when you came around other
Afterwards,
times?
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
really mean. I'm going to have to tell him about that.
Yeah, and he'll laugh again.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I remember watching that, and that was a bit... But the other film that I saw when I was too young was Thriller, the Michael Jackson music video for Thriller.
Okay.
It's a 15. I was probably about 5, maybe old.
Bit scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. He turns
Well
into
scary.
the werewolf thing.
Yeah. And then they all dance. But the bit where he turns into a werewolf, where his face transforms and all it like pushes out. Oh, it still gives me chills. And the other film, sorry, I've got one more.
Yeah.
Never-ending Story. But that is for children.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, scary. That
Never ending. And that's the one you mentioned last time, isn't it? With the big dog.
Yeah, Falcor. And I called him Aslan because I'm retarded.
Well, we were talking about Aslan.
But yeah, that film. Oh, the bit. I'll tell you the exact bit that used to scare me. In fact, there were 2. One was, there's a bit where boobies again. There's these 2
boobies are scaring you, aren't they? Just any films. Oh no!
Oh God!
Nibble!
There's a bit with these very breasty statues either side, and he has to walk past them. And there's a weird, like, wizened man, not wizened, although he is wizened. He's a wizened wizard. He's like this inventor man, and he's like, no. Oh God, I've forgotten the kid's name now. What's his name? Atreyu, because the band's called Atreyu, named after him. He's like, Atreyu, you can't do it. And then he's got his weird wife there, and they eat some sort of grog, and it's like soupy. But there's a bit where he has to run through these breasty statues, and they laser. That scared me. And the other scary bit is at the end of the film, where the princess is like, say my name, and she's really scared because everything's disintegrating around her and disappearing into nothingness.
Oh, that's like the same kind of era as Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
And the bit that scared me, and that is the little thing that carries round all its like house and belongings on its back in the dump, and then it's like, I've set up your room for you. Yeah, and it's exactly how it like is, and she sort of gets sucked in. That really scares me.
And doesn't she give her the
little teddy bear? I think
I was going to say the apricot or whatever is the peach, but Hoggle gives her the peach, doesn't he? And then he can't do
Hoggle.
It's Hoggle. Yeah, that film's amazing. And that's probably another one, actually, that I probably shouldn't have watched when I was younger, with David Bowie's Packet.
Sarah, you have been a naughty girl.
What a film. What's a film? And I've never properly watched Dark Crystal. We should probably watch that. Should we watch it now?
Yeah, I've not heard of that.
You've not heard of it?
No.
It came before Labyrinth.
Right, same people?
Yeah, it's a Henson thing. And there's no real people in Dark Crystal. It's all puppets.
Okay.
And
the
apparently
in Labyrinth take off the heads. That was the other scary bit where they're throwing them around. Yeah.
Yeah. I listened to the soundtrack for that the other day. Yeah. It's got some bangers on it. But apparently David Bowie, or Bowie... David Bowie was... So Frank Oz, or someone from Henson, Frank Oz is like the director of Dark Crystal or something.
Right.
He approached David Bowie, and went, "Yeah, I made this film called Dark Crystal. Do you want to have a look at it? And then we're going to do another one." And then David Bowie was like, "I want to be in it," something like that. He didn't even. No one went, "Do you want to be in it, David?" He was like, "I want to be in this." I was, and then he was in it. Yeah. He was.
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it won't be any good nowadays.
No?
Well, this that nostalgia
films,
link, isn't
I don't know, films still seem to stand up. I think going back and playing old games, like what we did the talking about before,
and what we're going to be talking about today,
those sometimes don't stand up very well because technology's moved on so much, and because it's an interactive medium, the controls themselves change and they feel old and they don't do...
Because they are old.
Yeah, but they're literally not as good as what we've got now. Whereas films, if the story's good and you've always had story and characters and subplot and everything. We've had that since like ancient Greece. If that's good.
The thing that lets down old films is if they use CG when it wasn't ready for CG.
Or they're racist.
Or they're racist or sexist. Or many other things that tend to be in huge mainstream films like Indiana Jones and stuff. You're like, oh, I forgot about all the racism in this.
Oh, yeah.
But the good thing about the Labyrinth and stuff is that they always use visual effects, so there's no horrible CG in it.
Yes.
Or
even worse in Star Wars when they took the original and they went, I'm going to put lots of graphics over the top, we're going to make it better, and you can't get the original version anymore.
Or E.T., what about that?
Did they do that with that?
They took out all the guns that the FBI agents were holding and replaced them with walkie-talkies. No joke. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they added scenes that wasn't in the original film that don't make sense and are rubbish.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah. They filmed them back in the day, so they're like B-roll footage.
Oh, which then they put in.
Yeah, and Spielberg was like, "Ooh, we've got these. Let's just use them." There's a bit with like Elliot in the bath and E.T. in the bath that wasn't in the original, and now it's in the special 400 year.
I was wondering if E.T. bathed.
Yeah, he did.
Get a bit smelly, maybe.
Yeah, bubble bath. He doesn't say that. He only really says phonome and Elliot. One of the reasons my name isn't Elliot
is because of that?
Yep, because my initials would have been E.T.
Oh.
And Elliot would have been my name.
My name isn't Fiona because I'm a boy.
Oh, debatable. This part of time in games. What have you been playing this week?
We only did the other podcast the other day. I haven't had any time to play. I haven't played anything. Nothing at all.
You have played none games?
I don't... No, apart from... on the Pi again. It wasn't Super Mario Brothers 3 I was playing, it's Super Mario World. The one after, like, the fourth one in the...
Okay, so that isn't 3?
No, because you got the one with the fly tail thing on the front cover.
Raccoon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one after that.
That noise.
Yeah, that one. It's the one after that.
Okay.
So on the game that I got, Super Mario All-Stars, you select which one you want.
Yeah.
It's the fourth one across.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's Super Mario World.
Okay, cool.
Like the classic one. I think they've like perfected everything there. And then, but obviously all the Brexit stuff has been taking up all of my time.
Has it?
No.
I literally... Ignorance is fucking bliss.
I don't know what's going on. I tried to listen to some on the car on the way back. I don't know. They've been voting about some stuff.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh,
the vote was...
I love the way it's they. We are part of that vote.
No.
No, we're not. Do you mean Parliament?
Parliament were voting.
Oh, okay.
It came to 314 for yes and 312 for no.
Like, if that many people in Parliament?
Seems to be. If one person had changed, I don't know what the vote was about. I just know that was the result.
There was a vote.
Yeah,
there was a vote.
No idea what's going on.
There was a vote, and it was nearly split, and so that means hung. Are we hung?
No.
I
don't think so. Yeah. But the topical thing, I do have something topical.
Go on.
I watched.
Is it a topical cream?
I watched an advert today. Have you?
Do you mean like you were subjected to an advert, or you actually?
No, I went and seeked it out because I saw one little mention of it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I suck it out.
Yeah.
Is that what it did?
Yeah,
I didn't
you suck
anything.
out a topical cream.
I sought it out.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, that is the correct grammar, isn't it?
And that's not the same word, though, is it?
Because it's SOUGHT. Sort.
Well, I don't know how to spell either. So.
Okay. Well, anyway, you watched an advert.
I did, and it was the Aldi advert.
Okay.
And it was about video
It's
games.
pronounced Aldi.
Is it?
No. It's late.
It is late.
And I'm just irritating you.
Should
I start chewing?
Oh, God. It was the Aldi advert.
Yeah.
Aldi. It was one of them.
Yeah.
And it was about gaming. And basically, it was to... the phrase they had was like, tackled or take down tea time or something. Or tea time takedown, I think was their phrase.
Okay.
And the advert is this kid upstairs playing games. And basically, the whole family sitting downstairs. They're waiting for him. And they're all sitting at the table, and they're all looking really depressed because he's not there. His plate's there, his food's there, but he's playing games with all his friends online.
Oh.
And then they showed fucking video clips of YouTube of like gamers, like little kids rage quitting, and like going like all that stuff.
Yeah.
They show that, and
do they do it all in like? Oh, I nearly said sexy slow mo then, but it's it's children. I just meant the slow mo sexy, not the actual footage. But is it slow mo?
No,
Oh.
It's literally just YouTube clips. They've taken 2 or 3 off of YouTube.
Do you reckon they filmed? Nah, they must have filmed.
No, it's famous ones, I think.
Oh, right.
Ones that like went viral, that sort of thing.
PewDiePie.
But they took those, and so the whole thing is it's showing gaming is really bad, and the idea is there's this very specific dates, and this is the awful bit, right?
Right.
What the parents are meant to do to take back tea time because gaming is ruining dinner. The parents should share their child's gamer tag on the Aldi website, like the sign-up thing.
To shame them.
And what Aldi are going to do is they've got an elite group of gamers.
Elite, thank you.
Elite. They've got elite. They've got this group of professionals, and I'm doing that in air quotes. You guys can't see.
No, I saw.
You saw.
Yeah.
But they could maybe tell by my professionals. You leave that little gap.
Yeah, you do. And then you say it with that emphasis.
Yeah.
He was a... Yeah.
But they were... So they're not professional. Well, in the video... So the person who's made this video doesn't know anything about gaming, and Aldi are just trying to be like, yeah, gaming is awful, it's bad. It's obviously just some like old white men who've made the video. The professional gamers are sitting in front of a PC with the keyboard and mouse and everything there. Controllers, playing first-person shooters. I'm like, oh, that's a bit stupid. And the idea is that you share your child's gamer tag, which is awful in the first place.
Right.
You sign up on this thing.
Yeah.
And then there's a very specific date, and these professional gamers will basically go online, and they will go and they will take down your child. Basically, they'll just, because they're professionals, they will just destroy them at whatever game they're playing.
Right, okay.
Is the idea. What are you thinking?
They find out where they live, and then what they do is they go there.
That's a legit thing, isn't it? Swatting. You seen that? In America, kids do that.
No.
The kids have died from that. Have you not seen?
No.
I'm sure, like, they call in a SWAT team, basically.
But who makes a call? What do they say?
I've got a phone. Hello, is that 911? Yeah, I want a SWAT team go down David's house and tell him that he was naughty because he touched me.
Their whole thing, they're very against, this whole advert is very against gamers, and I thought that's awful. So their description of gamers is, you're addicted, and you're playing all the time, and you're leaving your poor family down there without you, and you're not eating dinner with your family.
Spag bowl's getting cold.
Yeah, I think it was actually lasagna. But just, that annoyed me a bit. And I saw that today. That was quite topical. To do with gaming, and people are just like, well, one, don't share your child's gamer tag.
Yeah.
That's awful. You're just giving out their...
Rinsey G500. Don't tell him that.
And then, and second, it's just a stupid idea. Like,
it's just weird.
And one of the other slogans was like, get kids off the virtual world, or out of the virtual world and into the real world. It's like...
Who wants to be in the real world?
Exactly.
Am I right?
Exactly.
I want to be in the virtual world.
And another thing, which I was going to send you.
Right.
This guy, talking about virtual reality.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about it when I talk about what I've played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I fucking use it.
Yeah, I haven't used it.
Never use it.
But I did watch a video.
About a man.
About a man.
Virtual reality.
In virtual reality for a week.
Oh, what, he just spent... Wait. How did he do Sleepy?
So he has an Oculus Go as well. So what he would do is he would allow himself a few seconds to switch, but he would keep his eyes closed when he switched between different headsets.
Okay.
And in the shower, he literally had a whole plastic thing, or a bath, he had a whole plastic thing over his head.
Did he do contextual games? So when he had a shower, he was like, right, I'll play a watery game.
No, I don't think he played games in the shower, but he would have had something. So I think there were 3 different things. He had the Oculus thing going on, where he was playing games and doing all that stuff, Google Earth and everything. He had the Oculus Go, where he was doing other things, but he would use that to sleep and to watch Netflix at night, look up. Have you seen that one? The Netflix VR app.
No? Oh wow!
It's not on the big Oculus, but it's on the Oculus on the Samsung and stuff, and on the Oculus Go. But you're in this nice chalet, and it's got a nighttime bed mode, so you can lie down. And you can say, I would like the screen above me, so the screen floats above you like that, and then everything else is black, and you're just lying down watching the screen.
You can do that on your one with big screen or whatever, because you can grab the screen and move it wherever you want.
But it doesn't have a Netflix app. You'd have to put Netflix onto the screen on there.
How much effort is that? Come on now.
A bit.
None.
Not much.
No, it's not, because you just put it full screen. But either way, yeah.
But
there's
so
there's not a nice button you can press.
No.
There's not that red N.
No. And what was the other thing he did? Oh, and then he would, to do tasks that he really needed to do every day, whatever that might be, he would have the Vive, which has the little camera on,
the
so he
torch
could
mode,
see in very low grey, and he could see around him if he needed to actually do something like that.
I'm assuming this man is blind now.
No. So the interesting thing was, at the end of all of this, and it was like a 20-minute long video I watched, and he talked about everything and showed you how he did everything, and then at the end of it, it took him about a day for his eyes to readjust.
Yeah, because obviously, surely he would only be able to focus. When you say readjust, do you mean he would only be able to focus on things close range? He would find it hard to look at the distance.
It wasn't the focus, it was the frame rate he was talking about.
Ah.
He said his brain couldn't quite figure out if he was trying to do stuff in 60 or 90, and whatever real life is, and it kept on switching, and it couldn't get...
Whatever real life is? There isn't a frame rate for real life.
Well, there is. Your eyes see up to a maximum frame rate. Whatever that is, that's going to be the frame rate of real life, isn't it?
I guess so. No, because it's not. You're not looking at life in a certain hertz, are you? There's not a refresh rate of life.
There's not, but your eyes can only see up to a certain... your ears can only hear up to a certain, 20, whatever it is.
And below as well.
And below, yeah. So it's the same with eyes. You can only see up to a certain... So if I showed you something at 120 frames versus 300, you wouldn't notice a difference.
No, yeah, I get that.
So his brain, when he was back in real life, kept on expecting 60 or 90 frames per second, and that wasn't happening. And it kept on getting a bit confused and trying to switch it and understand what's happening in the world again.
I get the thing every now and then. You know the weird glitch you get on your Oculus where there's the shadows? It's not
ghosting.
Yeah, ghosting, that's the one.
Yeah.
So there's a weird glitch. I like that when I talk to the listeners, I stop looking at you and turn away.
Yeah, it's just more personal.
Yeah. Hey, I'm directing.
Hey, listeners.
I'm directing all of
Listen
this
to
audio
this.
at you. There's a weird glitch that you get on Oculus. I'm guessing it must be universal because we both get it and we've both got very different PCs.
Yeah.
But it's a ghosting thing. So when you move your head, it's... How do you describe it, William?
Ghosting.
Yeah, but,
for people who don't, I would describe it stutters. So it's you move your head to the left and everything on the right tries to catch up, but it does it in frames. It goes... When your head is stationary, you can see everything clearly, and then as soon as you move, it stutters again.
Yeah. I find every now and then, if I've been playing the Oculus for a few hours, and then my brain will... And then I'm in real life, and then I'm in the shit reality... my brain will pretend that has happened, or it will feel as if that had happened.
It's expecting that.
But why? Brains are stupid. I was going to say something about seeing. You see, don't you see everything in... Your eyes...
Receive everything upside down, and your brain switches it round.
Yeah, no, I know that. But you see everything in stationary pictures, and your brain kind of seams it all together, stitches it all together.
Apparently
isn't that true?
so. And everything on your peripherals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything around the outside. Apparently, your brain's just making up bits, and it's random little images and things that aren't really there. It's just filling in some blanks, and then when you look at it, you go, "Oh my god,
it is a demon."
I will see death in your eyes.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
With the other thing he said when he came out of VR, that everyone in the real world, he was
boring.
He was very happy that there was fresh air because he'd spent the entire time 7 days indoors.
But I thought you said he had an Oculus Go.
Yeah, but he didn't go outside.
He didn't go outside?
No. It was
Smelly
all
man.
inside.
Oh no, you said he had showers.
But he was... Being outside was very good. He was very happy to be just in nature, even though it was the city.
Yeah.
So he liked the fresh air. But all the people around him, all the people walking down the street, all felt like NPCs.
So what, he felt like he could do stuff to them. He could, like, there was no consequences to what
No,
he would
more
do.
that he felt they were either NPCs or they were avatars. They were bodies, but they were inhabited by someone else. They were just a person's avatar.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone was like. So he was kind of him, because you are in VR.
Yeah.
But everyone else, if he's playing Rec Room or something, everyone else, oh, that's their avatar. You're
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of like, they're somewhere else. And he had that feeling like those people were somewhere else
get what you
inhabiting
mean. Yeah,
that
yeah.
body. That's a weird
Whoa,
one.
that is weird.
But it's amazing how, I think that showed me how flexible and malleable the brain is.
After only a week, you
Yeah.
can do that. Well, you know the thing you said, your eyes flip what you're seeing. You can change that in like a few
Glasses.
hours, can't you?
I don't know if it's a few hours, but
Is
yeah,
it a
you can
day?
change.
Is it a
maybe.
day,
I don't know. But yes, you can. I don't know how long it takes.
There's a guy called Smarter Every Day on the YouTube.
Does he get smarter every day?
No, he's a fucking idiot. No, yeah, he does. He's really cool. He's called Dustin.
Going backwards.
He did a thing about bike, right? So riding a bike, it's one of those deep-seated things. It's got a name, isn't it? You've got your short-term memory, and then you've got your proper long-term memory. So when people say, it's like riding a bike, you never forget. That is true. Once you've learned, it's in a different part of your brain that you access.
Okay.
So when you have dementia, you can still access that you're part of your brain.
Which is why the music from back in the day kind of
triggers
yeah.
things and stuff. Yeah. So you still have that part of your brain. So he changed the bike, so when you turn the handlebars left, the wheel went right. And he couldn't learn how to do it. It took him 6 months or something. But his kid, who had never learned how to ride a bike, did it in a week.
He fucked that kid up.
Yeah.
Like that kid's he's going to get on a bike and never going to be able to ride a real bike.
No, he can. I think the video concludes.
Did he make him
with
an ambidextrous kid now?
Yeah. This kid now is in the circus, and But that's interesting. Yeah, the way the brain is fucking malleable when you're a kid, and I guess as you said, still malleable now that this guy can VR. But also, it proves to all of our parents that your eyes do not go square.
No, they'll be
So-
fine.
Yeah. Imagine if you did. He took them off, and his pupils were squares, like a goat size. Have you seen goat size?
Yeah,
Weird.
I don't like to look at them very often.
No.
Demon eyes.
Yeah. Demon eyes. Let's demonize demon eyes.
Yeah.
There's parts of time in my games. In my game.
Yours. What have you been playing? Have you forgotten?
No, I remember. No, I do remember. I finally completed Lone Echo, my favourite VR game, and I think I've kind of been putting off completing it. Well, there's a few reasons. One of them was like I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to reach the end because then it's like, oh, I've completed that now.
Well,
This
that's
is my favourite game.
a good sign of a good game.
The other reason was because it was too scary for me to play by myself.
Lone Echo? I didn't know Lone
Yeah.
Echo was scary. I guess the bit I just played round yours was you're in the spaceship floating around, having a nice time. Goes a little bit wrong. I think there's a crash or something.
Oh, there's an anomaly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Anomalies aren't scary.
Oh, they are.
No.
They get scary. So the thing I find with VR games, even if they're not intentionally scary, I find them scary because of the loneliness, William. It's the desolation. Yeah.
So, like, the NPCs aren't enough.
No, the NPCs aren't there at all. That's what the problem is. The
Oh.
NPCs are fine, but in the game, so I've played a game called Oblivion, which is by the makers of Myst, MYST. Do you remember
Right.
that game? Point
Yes,
and click,
I remember
old
Myst.
90s.
Yep, puzzles.
click.
Yep.
Like, so Oblivion is by them, except it's a VR game, and there's no NPCs in it. You're alone
That
in
is-
this huge world.
Lonely with all the... is it puzzles and stuff again?
Yeah, there's puzzles that are like, turn on this waterfall, and then it will propel this propeller, and then you will be able to pick up this marble, and then move on. It's not like obvious puzzles. In a way I like them, in a way I don't like them, because you can spend hours just going, I don't know where I am, I don't know what to do, what do I do? Oh, I just need to pull this fucking lever, and then it does something... Well, anyway, the reason I'm scared is because there's no one there, and I don't mind if there's someone in my house. So if Chloe, my girlfriend, if she's in the house while I'm playing the VR, I don't get scared. But I often play the VR when she's out because it's how I entertain myself. And if I'm in this world on my own in my house, I get scared because I'm alone. Even though there's nothing scary happening in the game.
But are you scared because you're alone in your house? Is that the bit that's scaring you?
No, because if I'm not if I take the VR, I'm not then like, I'm alone, I'm scared.
You don't have like a knife next to you, just
just in case. No, it's a baseball bat with nails in it. Actually, it's not knives. I'm scared of knives. No, it's
that's
just
a good thing to be scared of.
It is. It is like sharks. Who's scared of sharks? How often do you go near the fucking sea, you moron? I guess that's why they call it an irrational fear. But yeah, it's just weird. I don't like being on my own. Like Arizona Sunshine is an intentionally scary game.
Yeah.
Don't find it scary because there's zombies there. I know you're alone in it, but there is other things there.
But if you have a fear of zombies like I do, then it's very scary.
Yeah. That's an irrational fear.
Sort of.
Not sort of.
Sort of, because
where are zombies?
It's not that. They are more a manifestation of death, like death embodied, basically. It's
they're
death
not dead.
coming for you.
Oh, you reckon?
Well, that's what my fear is about, yeah.
Oh, that's a really, philosophical way of looking at zombies.
It's because I have nightmares about zombies, and I know it's that bit when I get bitten by one, I'm like, oh,
you actually get bitten by them?
yeah, and then I live through the whole day, as it were, being like, right,
Depressed.
I'm gonna die, I'm gonna turn into a zombie. It's that knowing of that fear of death.
Ooh,
That's
have you
why
ever
I'm
died?
scared. I've turned into a zombie, but not like you're right at the edge of humanity, so you start killing people and you don't mean to, and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Eat their brains a little bit, just a little bit though.
Just brain.
But that's why I'm scared of zombies, even though I know they're not real and blah 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 blah.
Well, there's certain drugs that can turn people into zombies. There's a thing called scopolamine. Never look that up because you will actually get scared.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a drug that will literally zombify someone, and they will do whatever you say. Drug lords use it, and the thing is, it's crazy. Like you don't have
sounds like
to.
a brilliant drug if you are like a CIA agent or something.
Vice did a documentary on it, and they're in Russia or some of those, one of those Wild West countries where fucking shit happens like every day.
There's snow and there's drugs.
Yes,
and guns.
And Slavs, right? They did a documentary on it, and to ingest it, it's not like you have to get someone to eat or drink something or inject them.
Oh, God.
You can blow it in their face, and that is enough for them to take it, right?
Yep.
So people blow it in the people's face and then go, right, okay, go up to that cash machine, take out all your money and give it to me, and you will do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
See, I'd do that probably without someone blowing stuff in my face.
Darren Brown shit.
Just all right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, thank you. Please don't turn me into a zombie. Well, anyway, Lone Echo.
Yeah, scary. No zombies in that. Just anomalies.
Just anomalies. But the thing is, it's not scary because you're with a partner. Okay, right. Should we explain what Lone Echo is for
You're
people
going to
that
have to
don't know
explain it. I just did the intro bit and thought it was quite happy and fun.
It is. It is until it's not. So Lone Echo is a flagship Oculus title made by Oculus Studios. Probably one of my favourite games. The graphics are really good, like a really high-end renderings of people's faces. There's one woman in it. There is one human. You only ever come across one person, but she's your companion. You play as a robot. Oh yeah, it happens in space. So it's all zero gravity. So the most fun bit about the game is that you to maneuver about, you grab surfaces and then pull yourself along. So it kind of gives people motion sickness, but then you acclimatise to that, and I really like that feeling of grabbing things and then pulling yourself along, and then you can let go, and then you're floating, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you've got to grab another surface, and then it's really fun. It's also, I found, the most immersive game for me. I forget I'm in VR when I'm playing that game, especially if I'm nude. Because nude VR is a new sensation, William, that I recommend doing.
Yep.
Yeah, because...
I just got to make sure I close this blind right here.
No. Leave that open.
Well, you see, they can all see me down there.
Yeah?
Yep.
But what's good is you've kind of got this windowsill, so they just see from your belly button up. and then
you just man with a headset on, flailing around as zombies are chasing him.
Where you have to jump, and every now and then they just see...
The dangers. You
can add a nice sound effect, bit of Foley there of your willy hitting your belly.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you know that's how horses masturbate? Tangent.
No.
Yeah. They get an erection and then bang it against their own
You
belly.
know a lot about animal penises, it seems.
Yeah. Well, I know that they don't cut them off to castrate them, William.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Lone Echo, back to the subject at hand. That's how humans masturbate, subject in hand. But no, so Lone Echo, you're a robot, you play a robot, and you're called Jack. Ooh, I won't do any spoilers, But you're this companion to this actual real human, and her rendering, her like face. What word am I trying to use? The graphics for her are just really realistic. Like her facial expressions are really good, and you feel like you're interacting with her, and she's really good, and she's got an English accent, which I like. But yeah, so like eventually she disappears, and then you're on your own, and that's when it gets scary because you're just by yourself in space. So there's not even like.
And especially if you're immersed, you feel like you're by yourself in space.
That's the thing, I really do get immersed with that game. Also because the Foley in the game, the sound effects are amazing.
Yeah.
All of the atmospheric sounds of like the spaceship doing its... Yeah, and and like, you know, and then you're floating around and you're like, oh God, what have I got to do? I've got to... You know, and you've got a torch on your head, so you can press a button on the side of your headset, and then you've got a torch, and then you're like, oh, I've got to grab a wrench, and then I've got to put that on there, and then, and yeah, it's really good. I won't give spoilers away in case people play it, but it kind of turns into a horror game. Not properly, but enough for me to be scared to play it by myself. And yeah, I finally completed it. The other reason I wanted to complete it is because there's a second one coming out very soon. And I wanted to get the first one done.
Yes.
Oh, and another reason is because it was on my solid state and it's a 30 gig game and I wanted it off of my solid state drive. So
that's a good reason to play a game.
Yeah. Just kind of just free up memory. It's really bad, that, isn't it? I should get another hard drive.
Yeah, well, I've been meaning to get another one for years, but I haven't.
I
got solid state running the operating system. Then I've got a second just hard drive sitting in there where I just put files on and install crappy programs that I don't need.
Yeah.
And then I've got an external drive where I put everything, all my like compositions and stuff, and then Google looks at that drive.
You're a cloud boy, aren't you?
Well, that's all on here, but then Google looks at that drive, at the folders, and then backs everything up.
Okay.
Because I think you pay £1.50 a month for 100 gig of Google Drive data.
Okay.
And so they've separated now between Google Drive and they've got a backup bit. So when you go onto Drive on the
Google
website,
Backup, isn't it?
I think, yeah, Google Backup and Sync.
Yeah.
And they have separated the backup and sync. So you've got a backup section where you can see your backed up computers, and then they've got the normal sync section, which is Google Drive.
Do they do that thing that Mac did once called Time Machine, where...
No, Windows don't have that. And
it was weird, though. It kind of ruined my life in a way.
Why?
Because I backed everything up with Time Machine. So if you don't know, listener, Time Machine was a thing that Apple did. By the way, I've given up on Apple, if anyone cares or knows.
Well, apart from the iPad.
Yeah, but that's Chloe's. That's for her drawing, and it is kind of the best thing on the market for it, irritatingly, because you're drawing directly onto the screen, and she doesn't get along with Wacom tablets and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, anyway,
yes,
they did it. Time Machine was a thing where you could. It backed up states. So it didn't just back up your files, it backed up your file over and over again, at however often. So you could say every hour, back up my whole PC. So if something went wrong with your PC, you could literally go back in time to how your PC was 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it's backing up the entire state of the PC rather than individual files. But because it's backing up the state, the individual files should be there as well.
Yeah, but what happened was, I did that, and then I was like, this is taking up loads of room. Okay, I'll just delete the older files because I don't need them because it's got these new ones, but I didn't understand how it worked, and it kind of, if it didn't need to change
delete
the file, if it didn't need to change the file, it didn't, it just deleted my life. I've got a hard drive that's like half deleted stuff. It's depressing.
What, and you can't get it back?
Kind of, I don't know. I've not tried. I've just been sad about it.
Well, at least you lived your life.
I did.
Yeah.
I remember it-ish. Fucking... Anyway, talking of remembering things, what are we going to talk about this week? We're talking about...
Remakes and remasters.
Nostalgia Fest!
Yeah, because we've finished the whole history of video games thing. Apart from now, you got the PS2 and the 360, but we all played those. We weren't kids, unless there are, like, you know, younger people listening.
No, they really are. They better be.
Yeah. Then I guess they would. Imagine growing up with like a PS3.
What, as your first console?
Yeah.
Because then you look back at the NES and then be like, ugh.
Yeah.
You only had 2 buttons and a D-pad. You're sick.
Yeah, but they all just play Fortnite. They don't do anything.
I don't understand that game.
I get it.
No, I understand how the game works. I don't understand why it's a phenomenon.
I don't know. Like, why did slime become a phenomenon?
Go on.
I impressed a kid today in the class because he had... Actually, it wasn't slime. I think he had putty.
Okay, farting putty?
No, just like Silly Putty.
Okay.
But he had that and he was playing around with it in the class.
Yeah.
Basically, I just gave him a super easy... this lesson, because they were a week ahead, because we'd done lots of work, I just went, you guys are free to just chill, do whatever. Like, work on your music if you need to do some more. But if not, like, some of them were reading the book, some of them were just playing around with the instruments. Yeah. But one of them had Silly Putty, and he was really impressed because I could do this thing that I remember when I had Silly Putty.
Right.
And I would poke my thumb through it like that.
Yeah.
Not enough that it breaks, but just enough that it's quite thin on top. And then you close up all the gaps and you squeeze it and it goes...
Pops.
And it pops.
Yeah.
And he was really impressed with that.
Oh, wow.
But, like, so why does... When we were kids, Pokemon cards became really, really popular. You have all these... yo-yos became popular again.
Yeah. And then banned.
Did the yo-yos get banned?
Yeah, because people use them as, like, weapons.
Ah!
Yeah, they were like they were essentially a conker on the end of a. It's just
But some of them could light up while you hit people.
They could, and they could sleep as well. Do you remember yo-yos that could sleep?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I had one of those. You got it down and do it hard enough so it sits at the bottom and spins, and you tug it and goes and comes back up.
Yeah, and then you
I was
smack
a
your
yo-yo
knuckles.
master.
Were you?
I wouldn't say master. No, I could do the
crowned?
walk the thing dog on
walk
the
the thing.
walk the
walk the pet.
Yeah, I could walk that pet. I didn't have a dog. I didn't know if you walked them or not. What you
No,
did?
you
You
have
just kick
cats,
them, don't
though.
you? Yeah.
Did you?
But I could do that. I could do the walk the dog thing on the
Could
floor.
you rock the baby?
Yep, could
Yeah,
do that where you do the
me too.
triangle and swing
Yeah,
it. Yeah, that's about as far as I got.
I might buy a yo-yo.
Yeah, I want one again.
Me too.
They'll
I
come
remember-
back around.
I remember having a VHS of yo-yo tricks, and the guy.
I had a DVD of yo-yo tricks.
You had DVDs.
I'm sure I had a
What,
DVD.
were you a millionaire?
And I think maybe I just kept yo-yos a bit too long.
Into my late 20s.
But we're doing. Oh, sorry, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say the man on it. I remember being really lame. Like, he was just like, "Hey, I can do. Do you want to do? Yeah." And he had a backwards hat, and he told you all about the different types of yo-yo tricks and the types of yo-yos. Did you know
Yeah.
they were butterfly yo-yos? Wait, Johan.
Wait, his name was Johan.
Yeah, because he had
Brilliant.
yo in his name.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, at least his life, he did something with it, I suppose.
Did he?
Yeah, he was really passionate about yo-yos. He made a VHS.
He peaked.
Yeah.
And then, where is Johan now?
Don't know.
I'd actually genuinely like to find out where Johan is.
Johan, if you're listening,
We could
please
do a
get in touch.
We do a catch up next week with Johan. Get him on the phone. Get him on the blower.
Remakes and remaster.
Now, I wanted to do this as a subject because I realised when we talked about the Zelda subject, the subject of Zelda, when we talked about the new Zelda reboot, I realised they're fucking doing that a lot recently, aren't they? And I don't know how I feel about it. I think I feel a bit angry about it. One of the reasons I feel a bit angry about it is because there's a few different ways they do it, isn't there? They do the complete remake, which is like, look, remember that game? Well, now we've made it better by just, it's the graphics are better, yeah? And then there's the good way of doing it, where they reboot it, where it's kind of like, well, I'd put Rayman Legends or Rayman Origins in that sort of category, where it's like, do you remember that game? Well, this is kind of the same. But
Yeah, it's like a
but
spiritual
new.
successor.
It's a new game, and that's the thing that bugs me. Is it like, why would I play this old game just for nostalgia when you guys could have spent some time and made an entirely new game? And I don't know, but they're different genres, really, isn't there? Because they do still make Resident Evil games, yet they remastered Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. So I want to clarify the difference between like remake, remaster, reboot and stuff.
Go on then.
Because I wrote it down just
on
to
then.
make sure I wouldn't get it wrong.
Go on then.
So a remake typically shares very little of the original assets and code with the original game. Because you've got a remake
Right.
and a remaster.
Oh, so remaster would be the one where they just...
They just put a new skin on it.
Yeah.
Basically, they update the graphics, but it's still using all the original code
Okay.
and all the original everything, really.
Do you have any examples of games that are remasters?
Yeah, no, we'll get onto those.
Okay.
I do have some.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so you've got a remake, shares very little with the original assets and code with the original game. That distinguishes it from an enhanced port, or partial remake or remastering. So Skyrim...
Do you want to explain what a port is?
Taking the
It's the
original
opposite
game...
of starboard.
Taking the original game
Yeah.
and porting it to a new console, generally. So you could port Final Fantasy from the PlayStation to the PC. But you might fuck it up on the way. You might do it all right. I don't know. So Skyrim, with updated graphics, is a remaster
Yeah.
rather than a remake.
And they've done that 2 or 3 times with
Yeah.
Skyrim, haven't they?
the Spyro is a remake because they totally rewrote the code and it's like a brand new engine, so it's not the same at all. Okay. Even though they tried to get it all to be accurate. Yeah. It's a remake. Okay. I'm going to get all these very, very mixed up throughout the thing. So
we just refer to them all as Rees.
Yeah.
Re-Ray.
Yeah, we just call them Rees. I'll stick with Rees.
Okay. In my head, the Crash Bandicoot series was the Ken of the gaming world, and the Spyros were the Barbies of the gaming world. That's how I see it.
I'm not quite sure what that means.
What I mean is, whenever you talk to a girl, right, they're always like, you're like, did you play any games when you were younger on the PlayStation? And they're always like, yeah, I really liked Spyro the Dragon. And you're like, oh, God. Why didn't you like something good like Crash Bandicoot, like all us boys did? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but surely that's just left over from your
sexist days.
Sexist childhood,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not left over, William.
No.
It's a reboot.
Well, Crash Bandicoot was rebooted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. So, remaster, remake, reboot is a separate thing. Reboot is the other thing, so like Doom would be a reboot.
Yeah, where they use the same name. That's IP. The other stupid thing that they do that always annoys me.
Are you just going to be annoyed about all of these?
I'm angry.
Is
I'm an angry
anything
boy.
that you're going to be like, yeah, no, I like the fact they remade that?
Rayman. The Rayman Origins games are genuinely me and Martin.
So they would be a reboot, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. I enjoyed those. They were really well done. Ubisoft.
Handmade and hand-drawn, sorry, not handmade, obviously. Handmade. They're in factories. They got loads of little Indian boys to make. I don't know why I've gone all camp. The music was a big thing as to why I really like that Rayman series as well.
Yeah.
I got the OST when you bought the game. Listened to it without playing the game.
I like it when they do that on Steam or anything. But yeah, when you buy the game on Steam, there you go, there's the OST. Yeah. Or they throw in a PDF of like some free artwork and stuff.
Amanita Design do that with all their games. The Amanita Designer, Machinarium, Samrost, all that stuff that you don't like.
I appreciate them.
Appreciate?
Yeah.
At a distance. But the Rayman games, the music they did perfectly. All the little sound effects, because they've got all those weird like high pitched like noises and stuff, and it's it's cartoony, it's funny, but it's really I'm fully in love with that game. They could pump out as many of those games as they wanted, and I would buy every single one of them. Are you listening, Ubisoft?
But they did it. I didn't enjoy when they put it on mobile and they made it like a run version of the game.
Don't like mobile games. Like any game. No. Wait. I made that sound like I was
agreeing with you.
I made that sound like I was going to go back on myself. I hate any mobile game. I really hate them. Like there's no point. There's no point to them. Solitaire. That's the only mobile game I will ever be passionate about. And believe you me, I am passionate about it. Spider Solitaire, normal Solitaire. I've got Pyramid Solitaire.
I would like if someone told me some good mobile games, because I can't find any apart from that Bastion Transistor one.
You said that one,
which we mentioned before, and Monument Valley. Apart from those two, I've not come across any. Lara Croft Go was okay.
One of the big things I've got with mobile games is because they've got this. Yeah, that's it. You can't ever get passionate about them. But it's actually Bloons TD saying that. I just thought Bloons TD, Bloons Tower Defense.
Yeah,
that game's amazing. There you go. There's a recommendation right there. Bloons TD4 or Bloons TD5. You will have to pay for it. You break it, you pay for it. You break it, you buy it, actually, is the phrase, isn't it? They're good tower defense games. The problem I have with most mobile games is they require a gamepad. Which, actually, what am I whinging about? You can do that. Your phone is just a small screen nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've got a gamepad, a Bluetooth gamepad. I put my phone in the top like that, and then it just connects wirelessly and you're off.
You know what might make a difference is all these new foldy phones. What about that? Have you seen those?
Yeah, I don't know if that will make a difference though, because it's still going to be the same platform. I don't think anything's really going to change in terms of the games.
It's just an iPad version, isn't it? It's just a tablet version of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I hate them so much. I don't know.
Just because they're not... I think a lot of them is just tat.
Yeah.
That's partly why they've all got a bad rep. They're just tat, and they all have the clash of the somethings, and they all look the same with the stupid cartoon king sitting on the front.
Yeah. And they all get sued by King.
Yeah.
For some reason. I think one of the problems is because I don't... you're someone who... You have like a nap on your lunch break.
If I've got time, but today I was researching for the podcast.
Oh, but what I mean is I can't...
In the pub.
That's not... You
While
sick.
eating a burger.
Oh.
Drinking a Fanta. I was having a lovely time.
Brilliant.
Yeah, on the iPad, hooked up to the Wi-Fi, looking up all the stuff for the podcast.
Cool.
Sorry, you were saying?
I was just going to say...
I have naps.
I don't have time. I have to invest. If I sit down, I'm going to do something... I can't go, oh, I've got half an hour. That's loads of time to do something. I see that as, oh, I've only got half an hour. I might as well just browse Instagram or whatever, or Imager.
But if you have a 20-minute nap, the when you wake up, you feel so good. You're like, yep, that was worth it.
I think I'd spend most of that. I think I'd spend most of that time thinking about trying to get to sleep.
No, so you put on a guided meditation. You sit in the car,
right?
You hook up your phone in the Bluetooth or whatever you're hooking up with,
yeah,
and then you put on a guided meditation, and then you're gone. But also, I fall asleep really easily.
No, I do as well, actually.
Like,
I fell asleep at a football match once.
I fell asleep getting my hair cut 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah. And the guy was like, don't worry, it happens all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Happens all the time to 80-year-old men that I cut. Doesn't matter.
But it's just really relaxing, and you've got nothing to focus on except either looking at
Your
yourself
own face,
in the
which is
mirror.
weird.
And I don't want to do that, so I just maybe like look down, and I'm just staring at nothing.
Magazines.
Well, not even that, because you're at the hair
can't
thing.
read.
So you're like, well, there's a comb, and you're gone.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever fallen asleep getting my hair cut.
No.
That's the most elderly thing you've ever told me. Don't worry, that happens all the time.
Yep.
To old men.
What were we talking about?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We were talking about mobile games. We should probably talk about the subject that we wanted to talk about.
Sure.
Reboots.
Yeah, reboots.
Yeah, so as you said, I'm just going to be negative about everything, but you've got to give me examples. Get it up on the screen.
Alright, let's put it up on the screen. We got Crash Bandicoot.
We talked about that briefly, that we said that the people whinged about the controls being slightly different, and...
Well, this one, because it's a complete remake, so this one is a remake, yeah, it's not a reboot, because it is the same original 3 games, but, again, it was sort of built from the ground up. Vicarious Visions, they coined the term Remaster Plus to describe the collection. So they went one with this, like, it's not a reboot, it's not a remake, it's not a blah 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 blah. They said it's a Remaster Plus, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got to come up with a new term to make this game sell. But I read that earlier, and they tried to use some of the old stuff, but they couldn't. It was in a weird format, and some of it was corrupted or something with the old polys.
Yeah, they said, it says here that Sony and Naughty Dog, they were able to provide various, like, the meshes, the actual character itself, and, some of the meshes for the background and trees and boring stuff like that. But, yeah, when they tried to import it, they found it was all, compressed, and the description here is in some wacky format that they had to decode.
Wow. So
they basically built it again from scratch, but they used some of the original meshes to try and get the exact shapes of the things.
Okay.
That's about as far as they could get. But that's so I haven't played that one. But
I have, actually.
Have you?
Yes. Martin has looked.
Oh, what did you think? Did you like the originals? I would guess yes, because you were just talking about Spyro, Rayman.
No, I was saying Spyro girls.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot men's.
Yeah.
I did really like them. I like the third one the best. Warped. And they were the same game. They're the same game, just with better graphics. I know the physics were slightly different, but you get used to it after playing it for a couple minutes. People just like whinging about stuff. It's not exactly the same. No, it's not. That's the whole point in it. It's a reboot, remaster. It's a remaster plus.
It's a remaster plus.
Sorry. How many times are we going to get that wrong?
Every single game we're going to look at, I think.
Yeah.
But I did find a comparison of the music.
And how different is it?
Well, let's play a bit, I reckon. Okay. Do you want me to play it to you now?
Yeah, play it now.
You can hear it.
Yeah, I want to have a
Do you want to turn your speaker on? I'll turn mine on.
Crank it, boy. Oh, didgeridoo's. Oh. Well, that's depressing.
What? The original?
Yeah, it just sounds... Why would people whinge about this? Don't really like that MIDI bass that they've used.
So this bit especially, I found that the original made the boulder more scary. It was this huge thing coming towards you and it was rolling. This one, it's all bloody happy, isn't it?
But you've got none of the sound effects over the top of it. They'll make a big difference.
And which one, the original or
both? The sound of him going wow, and all of the apple noises and him jumping and all of the spin noises.
Yeah.
No, it's just better, isn't it? The Insane Trilogy is better.
Mate, no, I don't think so. I think.
Well,
no. Okay, it is better. It is. Yeah, it is.
Don't need to hear anymore.
No, you can stop it there. It is better, but it's the same problem that I have with that Zelda, the Link's Awakening trailer that we watched on the last episode.
Yeah,
they've made it too jolly and happy, and they've done that on every single track. So it's all using the same style, and everything's really jolly and happy. Whereas I felt, especially on this one, which is why I picked this one, I felt that the boulder needed to be big and scary like it is, and that one's got that big, low, rumbly...
But, as I said, are you not missing the sound effect of the boulder?
You are, but I'm concentrating on just the music. So I suppose, if you had the sound effect of the boulder in the new music, then you might think, oh shit, there's a bloody great big boulder coming after me.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is about music.
But you're saying... But
no,
it's a bit...
you're not.
Because
I'm right.
Yeah.
What are your views?
I just think it's just newer, isn't it? It's just they've just you know, because they're not this whole limitations with the PS1 thing. They're not limited, so they've just decided to look, we can give it a proper sound mix, and it sounded better.
Yeah,
it just sounded better. I'll tell you what, actually, that is one of the things I actually like about all of these reboot, remasters,
is the reimagining with the music.
Yes, and especially with the Zelda ones, because what happens is they go, hey, you know, it's been 25 years since this came out. Why don't we do some sort of special thing where we get an orchestra and fucking make them do a load of shit, right? And
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, well, they got when they redid Skyward Sword, I think it was. They redid. What am I trying to say? They redid the whole soundtrack for Zelda with the Japanese Philharmonic Orchestra.
Right.
It's amazing. It's so good. It's like a whole medley of all of the Zelda stuff, except done with an orchestra.
It's not like the original, is it?
No, it's not
like
meant
the original.
to be. It's not meant to be, though. It's not meant to be. You fuck. No, yeah.
I know. I get it. I get that. It sounds better.
Yeah. And you get, but what I'm saying with the orchestra thing is they didn't use that in the game,
right?
They just did it, because it was the anniversary of it, and I think they wouldn't have done that if they didn't re-release the game, because there would have been no intention there. They would just be like, oh yeah, it's a date, oh yeah, it's anniversary, and no one plays Zelda anymore. But no, everyone plays Zelda, don't they?
Yeah, like I said before when we talked about Spyro, I like the fact they included the original music if you want it. You can play the new revamped, amazing game.
It's the mate from the police. Do you remember the police?
Yeah, but with the original music. I thought that was a nice touch.
It was cool. And I like the way that you said you could even make it like dynamic, or you could turn off the dynamicness. Yeah. That's cool. But why not?
You know what you do?
What?
You have the new music and you have it dynamic when you play the game and you think it's really good. And you just ignore the old music, because why would you want to listen to it when you've got the new, better stuff?
Yeah.
So I am with you there. Yeah. I think it's just people's nostalgia clouding the reality that the new stuff is generally better.
Yeah. And I started off this whole thing going, I hate it. I hate the idea of reboots. But I think what I'm annoyed about is they should just make a new game. Like Shadow of the Colossus is one that annoys me.
I think you're more annoyed about. I think it's like the Disney thing. I'm reading your mind here. This is what you...
Go on.
I'm going to tell you what you're annoyed about.
I'll close my eyes and touch my temples.
I think...
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
I think you're annoyed because it's way too commercial. They're just trying to make money. They're going to release it again. Yeah, we're going to make a live action of Aladdin. Ugh. Why? Live action of The Lion King. Why? Yeah. We're going to re-release. We're going to redo Resident Evil. But I played that. Agent. No, you do want it again. No, but I've already done that bit. I remember when I got scared by the zombies then? I don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
Nah, there you go. And then you buy it. Like, oh, bollocks. works.
Oh, I did buy it, and it was all right.
That's why I appreciate them, but I know they are just going, hey, remember this?
Yeah,
And then
and
you go,
also
yeah.
there's that whole, like, I don't know whether this is a conspiracy or not, but it's to do with copyright as well, isn't it? Things run out with copyright, and if you don't use the copyright, then you lose. If you don't use it, then you lose it.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
So if
the
they don't,
copyright's normally, what is it, 70? It's different for lots of different
Yeah,
things.
it's
It's
different for
70
loads.
years plus the life of the artist or whatever.
I
Or
thought it was less than that, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it can't be that much because Aladdin's not 70 years old, is it? Unless we're proper old. Are we? Is it, what
I
year
did
is
fall
it?
asleep.
How long did you fall asleep for?
Just dozing.
I fell asleep
Wake
for
up
60
50 years later. Oh,
Oh, you went for 50, I went for 60.
yeah. I thought 60, well then I'll be 90 and maybe dead.
Oh, God, don't say 60, you'll be 90. Because that means in 60 years I'll be 90.
Sure.
I got ID today, and I was like, I'm 30 this year, and the man told me to fuck off.
In a good way.
Yeah, he just went, fuck off! And I went, no, but I want to buy your goods. Legend of Zelda.
Ocarina of Time.
Now, I love that game.
We talked about this on the last podcast, but I did not include any of this conversation because, I don't know, it was a bit of a tangent and we were doing this podcast, so I deleted everything.
Yeah.
Everything, all that really good information you gave, got rid of it.
But I can say it again now because it was all in my brain. I really like the 3DS. You said you hated it. I think you included that in the podcast.
Yeah, well, if you're going to read the notes on the screen, I think part of that is my view. So if you read, I played this on the 3DS, then it will
Without
be...
ever having played the N64 version, I found it quite empty and didn't get to it too much.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that. And it's also one of those games where I don't understand how I ever progressed in the game. I think it was because I had a walkthrough manual.
Well, I was going to say because you had to.
Yeah, because you had no alternatives.
Yeah.
You had to play that game over and over and over again.
And you had to get through it.
Yeah, but I think I also had a walkthrough. I think I got
help.
it with the game,
Yeah.
like one of those proper, like, that used to cost
The
like
big
30
manuals.
quid.
Yeah. It cost as much as the game was.
Yeah. Oh,
But if you bought it, then you could play. You can complete the game.
Yeah.
And you're still going to get. I think because they were still tricky, you're going to get just as much enjoyment from them, pretty much, if you use the manual or don't.
Well, it's because it's skill based as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's the 3DS remaster was good. I liked it. I liked the 3D-ness of it. Like, if they were ever decide to remake games for the VR, I'll be happy with that because it's a whole new medium for me to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, the 3DS, I didn't enjoy the 3D of the 3DS. That was part of it because
I like all the gimmicks that Nintendo come out with.
with that bit, my problem was it like reduced the frame rate. It would drop quite a lot, and it kept on bugging me.
Never even noticed that.
No.
Nope.
Well, now you got a PC. If you went back, I think you would.
Yeah, I definitely would.
You'd be one of those bloody PC gamers. Being like, oh, the frame rate is not 60, is it? It's not this, and yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else be like, just enjoy the game, mate. Come on.
Come on, you fucking Nazi.
Yep.
My 3DS is just gathering dust. I haven't played that for years and years and years. But anyway, the Ocarina of Time. What I was going to say is that you cut out last time that I thought was interesting. With that Ocarina of Time 3DS remake, on it, you also got the Master Quest.
Yeah.
Which is the Japanese version of the Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference. Everything is symmetrical. You're throwing shapes at the moment. You look like Bowie.
I was doing like right hand, left hand.
Oh, right, yeah. It looked like you were like,
I am trapped inside this box, Sarah.
The humans are dead.
binary solo. The whole game. So the Master Quest, as I do believe, was released as just the normal Japanese version, and they released it in Europe as the Master Quest version. And the big difference is the whole game is symmetrical. So if you go into Kakariko Village, and usually everything is like you turn left, and then you got the volcano of dead. Can't remember any of the names. In the Master Quest version, it's on your right. And you're like, well, this is all weird. What the hell is happening? And then the other big difference is I think some of the dungeons are different and they're meant to be harder because obviously Japanese people are much clever than we are. Mm. Instead of diamonds, so usually to open a door with your little catapult, you have to fire. I don't know why he says "hiya" when he fires a catapult. You have to fire a little diamond. In the Master Quest version, those diamonds weren't diamonds, they were cows.
That was a good spot for me to put in like a cow noise there.
It was, but I don't think they make a cow noise.
Oh. That's even more weird.
They might do.
You can't just put cows there and then not make any noise. Are they dead?
It's just a bust of a cow. I have no idea. It's really peculiar. But yeah, I never played through that. I got like a bit of the way through and I was like, no, this is just weird. Everything's all symmetrical.
Going back to the bit about, releasing it for nostalgia's sake or to try and be like commercial and make money out of people, it specifically says here that the designer, he said that the timing was very important and that they could have re-released it before, but they wanted to release it when people were in their like sort of early mid-20s and the people who played it as a kid. Specifically because they're the people who are going to buy it again. Yeah. So it's a targeted thing.
Dark psychology behind it. Some Darren Brown shit.
But people get enjoyment out of it as well, so it's not that dark.
I got enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Lots of enjoyment, actually. I completed it on the 3DS. It's one of those games. I think also the other thing with quite a lot of these games is you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember playing that. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll play it. And then you play it for a bit and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember playing that. And then you never complete it. Whereas I fully committed to completing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3Ds. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Maybe the 3D was the thing that was pulling me along the whole time. I was just like, I've got to play this because
it's portable, though.
That is a massive, massive part because as a person who smoked cannabis, I could take it out to the woods and Well,
that's a lovely environment to smoke and play games in.
So good, right? Oh. Why did I ever give that up? Because it was fucking with my mental health.
Yeah, that's a good reason to give stuff up.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What other games you got on your list?
I just wanted to mention one more thing about the Zelda thing, because I wanted to play the 2 different versions of the music on that as well. I think they're slightly different. They just adapted it and remastered it a little bit. One thing I found really interesting about Zelda is that they actually left bugs in on the 3DS version.
Huh.
So any bugs that weren't game-breaking, they left them in.
Wow.
Because they wanted to be respect the fans and make it how the fans remembered. So if they were like, because when you're a kid and you're playing a game, did you know you could do this thing? And then you end up inside the tree, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you'd still be able to do that now.
Have you ever watched a speed run of Zelda?
No.
Oh my Christ. So speed runs of games are pretty funny to watch because some of them are just this person knows how to complete this game perfectly. And some of them are, this person knows how to break this game perfectly. And it's just exploiting glitches. Ocarina of Time, the time that someone has completed the game has gone down significantly over the years because people find game-breaking bugs where it will take you from level 1 and it will glitch you into the final boss. So and then someone will be like, but I found this other glitch that will take you where you don't even need to kill Ganondorf at the end, and just loads of stuff like that. And it's really interesting that people will play again. This is that thing we were saying. There's no alternative, so people will just play that game again and again and again until they fuck it up so much that they don't even have to play it anymore. So and they have to exploit it to the point where there's literally pixel perfect button combinations that they have to press. So they have to be exactly at this point in this game, exactly sat on that exact pixel and press the button at this exact frame. And it's really interesting. Pointless, one of the most pointless things, but they earn loads of money for charity doing it and stuff.
You've got to have a hobby, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Well, this is ours.
Yep.
But yeah, it's crazy, the speedruns. I'd recommend looking up the speedrun of Ocarina of Time because there's also they have their own lore. Do you know what I mean? They have there's Squeezy42 did it back in probably not 19, probably did it in 2002. He got it down to 10 minutes, and then Geordie 400, he was the one who took it down to 6 minutes 42, and then John,
And these are like
shaved
legends.
off. Yeah, exactly. And these people are
In their
literally
field.
legends. Yeah. It's amazing. Like, I love that sort of like subculture of things, that they really do respect these people.
Yeah.
And as I said, they raise loads of money for charity doing these things because they put it on Twitch, and then people like just nerds, I guess, who just donate loads of money.
Or did you see the Critical Role thing broke the Kickstarter, like everything?
No,
you know Critical Role.
the D&D.
Yeah. They put up an animated series like on Kickstarter. Say, hey, you want to make an animated series? Make it as good as we can.
Like a la Ricky Gervais show.
No, like an actual animated series, like with the characters and all the voice actors, but not while they're playing. I mean, like a show, like a proper show.
Oh wow, cool.
Like a cartoon.
We thought about doing that without D&D.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
yeah. Well, you still can.
We'll never get.
But these guys just broke the record. They got what was it? Over $1 million. They reached $1 million funded in less than an hour.
Wow.
I think they were like, it was what are they on now, 4 or 5 million funded.
Unbelievable.
Like,
do you know what for some reason I know what the previous record breaking was Kickstarter campaign.
What was it? I don't know.
Do you know the Oatmeal, the comic thing?
Mm-hmm.
His card game Exploding Kittens.
Oh yeah,
that was the
that's
most
a good game.
That was the most kickstarted campaign of all time.
Oh.
But not anymore.
Well, this I don't know if this beat the amount. This was the fastest one.
Okay.
Might not be the biggest one.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's pretty big. I
Yeah.
guess.
How much did they ask for?
I think it's 500,000.
What? And they've got 5 million.
Yeah.
Mental.
So now they've got to make it really good.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
the other
just,
thing is
that gives you more
delivering.
pressure.
Yeah.
But they're all professional voice actors, and they know those characters because they were with those characters for like 2 or 3 years or something, however long the campaign went on for.
Yeah.
And like 100 and something episodes.
They are them.
They are them. They became them. They embodied them. Ooh. Anyway, that was just a little thing. I thought that was quite impressive. That people are happy to they care and they're happy to spend money on something they're passionate about. It's like, oh, this is my hobby. I like watching this. I'm invested in these people.
And if you like spending money on something you like and you're listening to this, why not go onto our Patreon page and give us a couple of dollars a month? Also, if you want any voice acting done, I'm up for hire. I can do voices. My favourites, I like doing the gay voice. My other favourites, I like doing the chav voice. Like, yeah, what's up, yeah, because I'm like, yeah, what's up, yeah. And I can do my voice. That'd probably be the easiest voice for me to do. Shadow of the Colossus. Now, the problem I have with the Shadow of the Colossus is I am a massive fan of that game, legitimately. Have you ever played it?
Yep, I
On
got
the
it.
PS2?
No, PS3.
So you got the remaster?
Yes, remastered, not remake.
Oh, I got it right.
Yeah.
Yay!
That is right, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's exactly the same. They ported it. They just gave it new graphics.
Yes, remaster for the PS3, remake for the PS4.
Oh, wait. So how many versions of the Shadow of the Colossus is there? 3,
because the PS2 original.
I didn't even know they did another one on top of it as well.
So they did a whole new one on the PS4.
But it's not a whole new one, is it?
It's a remake. So
that's not
built
good
from
enough.
the ground up, and I think it's built by a different studio as well.
And it's the same game.
It's the same game.
But that's the thing that bugs me, right? Because that game is small enough for you to just come up with a new version of it. Same game, like Hitman. It's the same game, just new levels.
Yes.
Shadow of the Colossus was just loads of big bosses, one after the other. 16, I think, right?
Right.
Just come up with a whole new 16 people. So, there's only 16 things. Just come up with a new 16 things.
Put it in a new place.
Yeah.
Give it some extra oomph.
Yeah. Don't even need to give it a bit of extra oomph. Keep your horse, whose name is ambiguous. Arrow. What are you saying? Are you saying Adam? Arrow. Oh, maybe you're saying arrow. Arrow. No, it's Agor. Arrow. I have no idea what you're saying, mate. And what's good about it is you can make him say it. He doesn't just say it. You can press circle and then he'll go, Arrow! What are you saying? Arrow! I'm glad the horse knows that you're calling it. Horses don't really know their names, do they? They know their name. Yeah, but they're not...
They know the tone.
Yeah.
Like dogs. Dogs sort of know their name.
Yeah. Arrow!
But it does have a name. There is an official name for the horse.
Yeah,
and
I've
I'm
just
annoyed
never seen it
that I
written
didn't
down.
write it down because I did see it written down.
Agoro. Aguro! Apparently.
Yeah. There you go.
Aguro. The man's name's Wanda.
What, the character?
Yeah, look. Wanda's horse.
Oh.
Yeah, never knew that either.
But they never actually tell you his name in the thing.
No.
How would you know?
I'm guessing that's why he's called Wanda.
Yeah.
Like the fairy from Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. But reading up on this, I got the story. Like, I've played it on the PS3, but it was alright.
When you say got the story, there isn't really a story. His wife dies or something.
Yeah, and he's trying to sort of bring her back.
Yeah,
But-
so he has to pray to these gods.
But, well, he's going and, like, killing all these gigantic things. But really, you are kind of the bad guy in this, because these things are just walking around minding their own business,
Yeah.
and you have come into their land, and you start fucking stuff up. And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm going to kill you all to save my wife. Like, is that really worth it?
Yeah,
So, you're sort of the bad guy.
yeah.
Although that was quite cool.
Like Robin Williams is the bad guy in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Is he?
Yeah,
It was a bit creepy.
Yeah, he pretends to be a woman,
Yeah.
and Pierce Brosnan's like, not actually that bad a guy.
What was the PS3 remaster?
Yep,
They obviously did the graphics, but they upped the resolution as well. So you had 1280 by 720.
nice.
That was nice. And then the PS4, the
4K.
remake, 1080 by 900 is the official resolution.
What did you say the PS3 one was?
1280 by 720.
Oh, so it's a bit better.
But the PS4, yeah, so... But it says it's HD and it's 4K HDR compatible. So I think when they do that on the PS4 or anything, they upscale it. So on the PS3, when it was at 720, it can be upscaled to 1080.
Okay,
And
the
same on the
Blu-ray
PS4.
player does.
Yeah, and the same on the PS4. You're just upscaling to make it look nicer. So I don't think it's truly 4K.
Does that mean they even did anything to it?
Well, for the PS4 one, they did. Yeah,
What did they do?
remade it.
Oh, they fully remade it.
Yeah, PS4 was a remake.
So pointless.
But one of the things that people don't like about the PS4 one is because on the PS2 especially, and sort of on the PS3, because it wasn't powerful enough, everything you had, like the mist everywhere, you couldn't really see very far. And
Draw
everything-
distance.
The draw distance, there you go.
Yeah.
And so, because you couldn't see far, you had this kind of mystery around you. And
Mystery.
Yeah,
Very clever.
ooh. Yeah, but with the PS4, you don't really have that. You can see over there, and just like, oh, cool, I've got to go over there now.
So that's like if someone remade Silent Hill and got rid of all the fog.
Yeah, or what was the other one? Have you seen the San Andreas?
Oh, really?
Have you seen the map of San Andreas? Like if someone shows you the map and shows you what it actually looks like with no fog, and it's just they've zoomed out of the map.
No.
It's tiny.
Really?
Yeah,
I
But
remember that
it being massive.
Yeah.
Like you could go and explore. You go up the hill on your mountain bike and everything.
Yeah.
But if you go up the hill on the bike, you can't actually see off the hill, can you? You can't see the rest of the city all sprawled out in front of you.
No. But
'Cause
if you
could,
do, it's
there's nothing there.
disappointing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So that's something that people felt was missing. From the PS4 one, but
They wanted to be fooled.
for the PS4 one, they wanted to update the music, and they didn't redo every track. All they did was they described it as adding more depth to the opening and ending. So they literally, for the remake for the PS4 one, they kept all the same music because it already had, because you had the PS2 and the PS3, it already had good music. Like,
there
it
wasn't
wasn't
any
MIDI and stuff.
limitations.
Yeah. And because you already had that, they just, on the beginning and ending, they just added some more instruments in there and mixed it a bit nicer.
I don't think anyone would have even noticed. If I'm honest, I don't even remember the music from Shadow of the Colossus. It wasn't... The lack of music was the thing I actually quite like about the game.
Yeah, so there wasn't much. There was battle music, there was
Actually, no,
overworld music,
Saying that,
and
I
there's
think
music when you defeat the monster.
like a winning...
They're the three separate bits. Yeah.
Do you remember when you kill a monster, you have to run away from... You don't have to, but there's like these black shadow things that like consume your character.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. And then you like get consumed by it, and your character does that weird anime thing, and then you fall to the floor, and then you appear back at where all the deities' big concrete things are. You could just try and run away and get as far away from those things as possible.
Yeah.
That was a fun thing we used to do.
But apparently the soundtrack, it was meant to sound like a prayer or a requiem.
Oh,
And the director wanted, and this is his words, he wanted ethnic music.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was not tied to any particular country, and they wanted to mix that with an orchestral score. So, how do you say that? Is it a bouzouki? Is that the name of the instrument? Bouzouki.
What noise does it make?
It's a stringed instrument. It looks a bit like a guitar. There you go.
Oh, boring. Yeah. Well, I don't know. You say bouzouki, I'm expecting some sort of shoulder-mounted...
But no, that was apparently the most important instrument in the game, so they had that as kind of because it's not really, it's kind of, like they said, ethnic, but not really from anywhere, you can't quite place it, it's just kind of, here's an instrument. Okay. They mixed that with orchestral stuff, and they didn't want stuff to sound, they didn't want it, when you killed a monster, they didn't want the music to be, like, celebratory, they didn't want to be like, yeah, I did it! Yeah,
I remember it being quite depressing, actually,
because, and that's part of the thing, you've just killed this thing, like, you're not actually a good person, you're quite selfish.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good way to go with the music.
Okay, yeah.
Good direction.
Cool.
But as far as the remake goes...
Shouldn't have done it. Makes me sick.
Makes them money.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, isn't it? They made a game that I completely forgot about, The Last Guardian. They started making it just after Shadow of the Colossus, and it was going to be released on the PS3, and then they didn't finish it.
They started it in 2007?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it came out 2017.
I thought it already came out.
No. Oh, it is out?
No, sorry, I thought it had already come out, and they'd remade it. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, there's another thing I'm wrong about.
Add it to the list.
Yeah.
I really like that game. I never completed it. I never had a PS4. I bought it to play when Martin came around. But it was really cool. I really liked it. I really, really liked it. And that's all I've got to say about it. Let's move on.
Well, it's getting quite late. It's 10 o'clock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We've been chatting for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Is there anything you want to go over? Anything you want to... Because the other thing I wanted to have a quick chat about was this
whole mini console fad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who started it then? Was it Nintendo started it with the NES?
Because they had the mini NES, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, the NES Mini, sorry.
I think we did kind of brush on this.
Yeah, but now...
saying the whole, like, oh, look... nostalgia
it's
sounds.
The same thing. It's the same as the re-releasing, but this is literally re-releasing. They've got an emulator, obviously their own emulator, because they can emulate it the best. And
no, they can't.
And they've whacked it on. Actually, no, they can't. You're right, but they've whacked it on a little device
that looks like that's. I think that's the big sell is that people are like, oh, look, it looks like a little whatever. It looks like a little PlayStation. It looks like a little thing. That's all they want. They want this little thing. Yeah. It's like they might as well just chuck that on the mantelpiece and then plug in the Pi. The Pi is cheaper than those things.
Cheaper, better,
more versatile.
The PlayStation Classic only has 20 games.
And you can't add more of them.
No, you can't add more, and half of them I haven't even heard. Mr. Driller?
Ugh.
What's that?
No
Jumping
idea.
Flash, so Jumping Flash was amazing. That's one of my favourite games. I love that. That was awesome. That had really... The music in my head always gets... I can't remember the music for that, but for some reason it always triggers...
What is that?
I'm not sure, but it always triggers that. But anyway, the Jumping Flash music, Cool Borders 2 was good, but Battle Arena Toshinden, sort of remember the name.
There you go, there's another game they remade.
Yep, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Remade that? Why? Just make a new one. Although they did make a new one.
Sure.
There's a few other Abe's games. There's one where you're a kid in a wheelchair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's called... Piss. It's a terrible name for a game, Piss. I want to look it up.
But my point was... Yeah, on the mini stuff, just get a Pi. We've said this before. Just get a Pi.
That's the thing. Why? But
if you want to know how to do it, just ask me.
But then again, there's
or use Google because it actually tells you how to do it, and I'll just tell you to just bung something on an SD card.
There you go. It's called Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, and you're a little weird thing in a wheelchair.
On the original Xbox.
Yep. Never played it. Wish I had though. I like that game, Abe's Odyssey. Again, a game that I liked because of the sound effects and that you could force.
But you can still remember it now.
Fart and burp.
Yeah, but I can still remember the weird things with the claws, and you take them over, and you make them go,
and then they go back, and then the weird like whistling like. That was amazing. Did I make that noise? Yeah, The weird like whistling things and all the noises. Oh, that game was cool. The atmosphere was weird. They don't make games like that anymore. Just
they
weird
do.
for weird.
They
remake them. That's the thing. No one comes up with anything fucking new anymore.
But that's the same with films, same with everything, because they know there's money in that. So why would they put money into something that might not give them a return?
But is there something wrong with us? Like,
no, everyone feels like this, I'm sure.
No, because surely people are making new things, but we're just going, no, that's not good enough. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we are.
But that's like when people talk to me about music and there's like, oh, there's no good new music, it's all EDM. It's like, you're not looking in the right place.
Yeah. I find that quite tricky to do. Going to find new music, I'm either stuck with what I listened to as a teenager, which I try not to listen to, or then there's the old stuff from like the 80s or 90s, whatever, like rock stuff, which is cool. And then actually coming across a new artist, someone who's releasing stuff now, who I go, oh, I'm really into them. That's almost impossible.
I show you so much stuff that you're like, oh, I like that, and then never listen to again.
Yeah, because I don't like it enough.
You
showed me Watsky, I'm like, oh, I like that, and you go, yeah, I don't like him now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Watsky. I don't know. No, I mean, like, I don't know what happened with me and my relationship with him.
Yeah.
He never called me back.
I'll ask him. I'll meet him. I'll ask him.
Are you going to Scarlet? Oh, no, it's not Scarlet, is it? It's somewhere else.
Somewhere in London, I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's it.
He's a good performer. A really good performer.
Yeah. One of the best gigs I went to see him in Cardiff, and he did the whole walking on the crowd stuff.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find new music now. Yeah, I think the way I find new music now is I play a game. Like, that's cool music. I listen to that.
Yeah, but that's not. I like bandy type music. Anyway, let's not get into the subject. Thanks. There you go. You've had that now, haven't you? You've listened to it and you've thought, why do they talk so much about things?
You've listened to it though, but you've made it to the end
all the way.
Which is always an achievement, an accomplishment.
We've scratched. I'm so red raw, William, from scratching myself for
glad you
apparently
added the
no
scratching
reason.
bit to that.
Yeah. Well, they might be able to hear it if I scratch myself against the pop shield. Then look.
All the skin flakes coming off, I can see them falling.
Do you want some microphone dandruff?
This is not what people want for an outro, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know what
do they expect from an outro? They expect people to beg for money, and here it comes.
Patreon! We've got a Patreon!
But as I said last week, if you don't want to give us some money, just people say like comment and rate on iTunes and stuff, don't they? Apparently that helps. That's good.
That does help, yeah. If they can do that.
If you want to do that, that's good. Give us a like.
Message us as well. Just say, hey guys, I listened.
I listened, and I don't personally know you.
Yeah, but that would boost my ego. That's always nice.
Oh, it's good to.
I mean, it gets put down so much by everyone else. Just everyone.
Just all the children that you teach.
Sure.
You impressed that kid today, didn't you? With the silly putty.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you didn't show him the farting joke. Not joke, the farting.
No, that's a very specific. That's farty, putty stuff.
It's weird, the mimic of fingering.
They're both sitting here shoving our fingers in the holes.
But yeah, just say hello. Go on, do it, and then we'll be friends forever. But there is a Patreon there if you feel that way inclined, or if you feel iTunes inclined.
I've updated the Patreon as well to include your name.
Oh, thank you.
You are on it. I've updated the description.
Yeah.
And
we'll have some tears on there soon. Not human tears. I collect tears from gorillas. It's very hard work. They're aggressive, and you have to stroke them very softly to get them to cry, because they're defensive and territorial. And goodbye.